Cinema Classics is sponsored by WCBE 90.5 FM, Columbus, Ohio, and is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to shows online at wcbe.org.
I'm John DeSando.
And sitting in for Johnny DiLoretto, I'm Mary Urena.
And this is Cinema Classics. All right, Mary, I know you challenged me the minute you came into the studio as to what this topic, Children of Stars, had to do with anything that we've ever done. And it was a good question, and I expect you to challenge me. And I answered by just saying it was a whimsical moment for me. It's summertime, Johnny's not here, we can play a little bit. And because when I saw Jurassic World, I thought to myself, there are 3 of the major players here who are children of stars. So who else is and I know we can pick a few off here or there, but knowing you, and this is one of the reasons I love having you here, is that you did your research.
I did.
Yeah, so that we have not checked with each other on them. I can give you a statistic, though.
Okay.
I found 34.
Okay. I didn't even count. So
Right.
Kudos
Well,
to you.
because I'm thinking of something else. And 5 Oscars. 5 of the children have been Oscars. I think Jane Fonda got 2 Oscars.
She did.
Yeah.
For Clute and Coming Home.
Oh gosh, I know you. So anyway, so about 15% of the children of the stars that I discovered had Oscars. I don't know how to judge that just by saying. You know,
Yeah.
what's your thought?
Well, I mean, I'm impressed by your statistics. Let's make that clear. I think acting is like any other business, show business, filmmaking, etc., where as children, what you're exposed to through your parents
Yes.
often is what interests you and is a path that you pursue.
Yeah.
I think where acting in particular in the filmmaking world differs is that there are so few acting jobs and it's so public whether you fail or succeed. And so I think our impressions are based on what we see in the media and what we see on award shows, but it doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. For instance, there are a lot of good reasons to cast children of adult actors. One is they may have inherited that talent gene. The other is that they likely resemble their parent and can play them in a younger version, whether as part of a linear story or in flashback. And then you've got just downright nepotism.
Yes.
And there's a lot of one-off appearances or a few appearances that weren't successful with children who weren't actors. Most famously is probably Sofia Coppola, whose father cast her not just in Godfather 3, which she was universally panned for, but even younger, she was in Rumblefish and some other Coppola films. Fortunately, her story has a happy ending in that she went on to become just a really fine filmmaker.
Yeah, exactly.
And Oscar nominated herself for, I'm drawing a blank on the name with Bill Murray, Lost in Translation.
Yeah.
So she had a happy ending to her story, but there's a lot of one-off appearances, like just out of convenience. For instance, Vivian Jolie-Pitt plays a really minor Princess Aurora at one of the opening scenes of Maleficent with her mother, Angelina Jolie. Will Vivian go on to be an actor? Who knows? That was just a one-off appearance by convenience, more than anything. So there was a lot of that, and I don't know if that influenced your statistics or not.
Well, I would say this too about in listening to you. Biology isn't always destiny. But yet, when I've, 5 or 6 maybe now, because I forgot Sophia, that have won Oscars, I think I can trace where the genius comes down the line. And Coppola is a very good example of where that whole family, even down to Nicolas Cage, somewhere there's something, there's something rolling around in that family. And then you made me think, all right, I have seen him on the West End in London. when I first saw Colin Hanks.
Mm.
And I said to myself, this kid has guts. In fact, he even keeps his dad's name. How do you even think you can step into the same acting room as Tom Hanks?
And well, good for him that he's concentrated on the stage as well as
Yes.
film, because his dad certainly is so iconic on
Oh
film.
my gosh.
But I agree with you. I mean, he clearly has the chops, and in some respects, I think stage acting is even more challenging than the film acting, because there are no retakes once you go live.
Yeah, right,
You
exactly,
are
yeah.
committed to
Yep.
the entirety of the story, whereas in filmmaking, as I'm sure almost everyone knows, you shoot that scene by scene, and sometimes even lines within a scene
Yeah.
by lines within a scene. And so kudos to him for,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
having the chops to
'Cause
prove himself successful.
You could also say he's trading on his dad's name. You know, you could say that.
That'll open the door.
Yeah,
but it doesn't
and
keep you
yeah,
on the stage.
It does not. And you're making me think of another topic related to this is choosing the name that you use. And in the case of Gummer is her last name.
Yes, Meryl Streep's daughters.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, have
yeah.
both kept the dad's name.
Well, they have. There's actually 3 daughters.
Ah.
There's Grace
Uh-huh.
and Mamie, who both have appeared in films with their very famous mother. But there's also Louisa, who currently is enrolled at Yale Drama School.
Oh my.
So could very well be that all 3 daughters are going to follow in her footsteps, and potentially Meryl will appear on film with Louisa, as since she has done so with her previous
Well,
2 daughters, and they have kept their father's name.
Yes, and I'll tell you, one of the treats for me is to see this lady on film and say, wow, boy, does she look like Meryl Streep.
And to find out.
Yeah, and to find out, in fact, it's her daughter.
Yeah.
And I guess I really admire that they don't pick up on mom's name. Or maybe they're just saying, look at this, it's foolish for me to think that I can.
Well, it could be, but also, I mean, that's the name. That's their legal name. That's what they were
Mhm.
born with. That's their dad's name. I could see them wanting to keep their own identity as opposed to their mother's. You know, another interesting mother-daughter combo that we actually reviewed the film was The Wife with Glenn Close. Her daughter played her younger version.
Oh, yes, she
In
did.
that film, and again,
how
it
do I
was a
miss these?
situation where you were looking at her going, gosh, she looks an awful lot like Glenn Close. How did they get someone, you know, to
Yes,
look so much
yes,
like her?
right.
And then you come to find out it's actually her daughter, who did not use her mother's last name as her stage name.
Yeah, and currently another one that I'm intrigued by that I haven't seen any great acting chops, but is doing a credible job is Clint Eastwood's son, Scott. And he is one that is available as a streaming called Outpost. And it's a very fine film most people have not seen. It's just a group of soldiers who are fighting the Taliban, and they're caught in a valley, and the Taliban are all around them. It's a true story.
Wow.
And I'm distracted because I'm also looking at how much he looks like Clint Eastwood. He doesn't have his height, but boy, he's got in his face, he has his dad's face all over it. He does a credible job of acting. So all these things.
Someone to keep an eye on.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, all that. Any others that are odd for you?
Well, I mean, I think you were inspired by Jurassic World. You mentioned
Yes.
Laura Dern first, and you know, she's not the huge movie star that
Right.
you typically think of when you think of who are female movie stars. But throughout her career, I mean, not only is she the child of Bruce Dern
Right.
and Diane Ladd, but throughout her career, she has made bold choices and has really developed
Yes.
as a very fine actress.
I loved Ramblin' Rose, I think was one.
Rambling Rose, and in fact, an interesting statistic for you, I actually looked at this, is what parents have appeared in films with their
Oh,
children.
good one.
And
Yes.
Laura Dern and her mother, Diane Ladd, have appeared in 9 films together.
Oh my gosh, that's a great piece.
And in fact, they played mother-daughter, a crazy mother-daughter pair in Wild at Heart.
Yes.
directed by David Lynch.
Oh, wow, oh, I love that.
And for Rambling Rose, which was a wonderful film, if any of you haven't seen it, I encourage you to seek it out, because it's the first time that a mother and daughter were nominated for Academy Awards. Neither of them won, but Laura was nominated for Best Actress and her mother was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. And it's the first time that's ever happened.
All right, Mary Arena. See, I just got you started.
You did,
So,
and I had such a great
all right, so what are people
about the
going to do?
Coens.
If they want to hear us jawing away on this frivolous topic, what are they going to do? I know what they can do.
They can listen to us on Double Take.
All right.